Sleeping Gods.
Should you sleep on this game or get it immediately?
Let's review it. This is the review for Sleeping Gods, the good and bad about it.
By the end of this video, you will know if this game is for you.
We have 6 burning questions that we will answer in this video, but before we do that, Giannis, what is this game all about?
It is about a crew of a ship called Manticore. Just cruising along the sea, then suddenly this huge storm, and then you awake in this super weird land where there are so many things and places and just wow.
What Giannis is trying to say, this is a cooperative story game.
Where you are a crew of a ship called Manticore.
We should show it to you guys.
Yeah.
There's no point of leaving this box here and not showing you the actual game.
So this is where you start.
Yeah, and this is the storybook. Where you end up. You just have to explore a lot of things, find a lot of things, and then do a lot of things.
That's pretty much the gist of it.
But basically you have to finish your individual story. There's a lot of endings to this story and you have to find out which one will be yours.
So you do have an objective when you start out. You need to collect totems. But how many?
As much as you can.
Yeah.
I think somewhere there was a figure that you should get at least 8, but overall it's however many you can get.
And your ending might depend on how many you get. But no spoilers. And there are 9 characters total that you divide as equally as you can among the players. And on your turn you have 3 steps. First step, you do the ship action, which just lets you move this guy to any of these spaces, and mostly what it does, it gives you small cards and it gives you these command tokens,
which you usually use to do different actions, to command, for example, this lower end guy to give us meat,
fish,
and do other actions. And the more command tokens you have, the more actions you can actually do.
Once you're done with your ship action, you move on to
event phase. You draw a different card.
Would you say a lot of ship happens when you do this? Ship hits the fan sometimes, and sometimes it's just ship all over the place. Usually there's something, and then you can choose to do something or not do something, and then something will happen.
And the last thing is
the actions. You can choose to do 2 actions. They can be the same. The one you're gonna pick the most is going to be traveling along this map. And once you get to a place, another action you can do is you can explore a certain place. For example, we want to explore number
3. That means we open up this large book that I have placed here so you don't see it.
Now I see it, and now we will open it up. So we will turn to paragraph number 3. And just read it what it says. You get choices there, you get story. That is the main thing that moves the game ahead. It is a story game and there's a lot of story to explore.
But we will talk about this game a lot more in this video, so we should just move on right to the first question, which is,
who would you buy this for? I don't know. I do not know, sir. Sir? I do not know.
3, 2, 1. If you want to travel, but can't. This world is huge. All of these pages have so many spots you can visit. In each of those spots, there is a story, people you will meet, conversations that you will have, monsters that you will fight. All 3 ingredients for really good travel, right? If you can't get out of your home right now, because a lot of us can't, then this is a great way to spend your time.
Well, I put down gamer who likes mysteries. Sometimes you will meet somebody that references something. Should we try to find that place? Oh man, that sounds so cool. Wow, it's full of mysteries.
And they are very, realistic mysteries. Yeah. It's never like, oh, go to 8B and you will get this and this. No, in this general direction are mountains where this person saw something. It might be there, it might not be there, you don't know. And it's just so fun and realistic.
What are the good things about this game? My number 3 best thing about this game are choices. Almost every encounter you get choices. It's surprising what comes out of my children when I play. There were a good choice, a middle choice, and then there was the bad choice. And my son went, let's do the bad choice. Why would we do that? Let's do the good choice. And my daughter was like, yeah, let's do the good choice. And then in the end, it turned out that was not the good choice at all. So it gives you a discussion and this mystery. It's like a storybook that you can enjoy together by, deciding how the story goes.
This really emphasizes that this is your story.
Yeah.
Your choices matter. When you will play, you will have completely different experience and different memories than I will have, which is amazing.
A lot of times you'll get a quest card, and that quest card gives you like, if you go north of here, you might do something. As the game goes on, you will have like 5, 6, 10 quests. Which line do we follow? Do we go here? Do we go there? And then when you get there, you still have a choice of what you do there. So yeah.
And my number 3 is just simply, it's huge. We played the campaign for 16 hours, we finished it, and we did 1/3 of the map, maybe? That just shows you how much stuff is in there, how much more story there is. There's 13 different endings that you can have, which is crazy.
I'll just put in the world and the stories. Yeah, it is big. You will have something happening in this part of the world where it will be referenced in another part of the world.
How they really manage it is whenever you fulfill a quest or do a specific thing or answer a specific way, you will get a card with the name, for example, Poison or Raid. And now it's there. You don't know what it means, but now your company has this keyword raid. And whenever you visit another place which asks if you have a keyword raid, something will happen because you before did that specific choice or did that specific thing. And it's amazing. The game keeps you accountable and it feels alive. It really feels awesome. Another thing which I want to add to the huge thing is it's very replayable because of those 13 endings, because of those travel and places. Such a great design. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with my second thing, which is combat.
No, that is my second thing.
No, I was first. So combat is very, very unique here, and they do things that I have always thought should be in board games or games in general. So these are the first monsters that you will encounter. They have these hurts here, as well as damage or maybe some poison and other things. Whenever you attack, you mark down specific places where you attack. Either you lower their health or you lower their damage because you like cut off his arm. Again, it feels alive, this combat. It feels interesting, it feels different with choices. It's very punishing a lot of times, but realistic and fun and unique. My number one thing is actually something you have at your number one spot as well, which is story. I guess we can talk a bit more about it because, well, first of all, there's a huge book of story. So again, there's a lot of it. It's really, really well written, logical and realistic, but very surprising.
Yes,
and
always.
It made us feel awesome.
What are the bad things about this game? Bring it down a notch. Otherwise, they're like, okay, I can stop watching now. They love this game. Do they love the game or they love the story? Exactly. You never know. We're gonna present our bad things about this game, and then the other person is gonna rate them from 1 to 5. 1 being your shoe fell into the ocean from the ship, and 5 being your ship is sinking.
As always with these story games, they take a lot of space, they take a lot of time, and the save system isn't very fluent.
No. You set it up, you play it, and you can stop anytime you want. Then you can pack it up, put it in a box, and then when you want to play again, you unpack it and play it. So there's kind of like a save system, how they suggest doing it, but it is super fiddly and you just don't want to do it. Okay, if you do pack it up, you're like, I have to unpack all of that. So the perfect way to play this is keep it set up. I'm not going to say a 5, but I'm going to say a 4. At least for me.
But I agree, you can see here everything almost plays down. There's this book which takes more space than this map which takes more space. This is a pretty big table and still this game takes almost all of it.
I am going to say that I felt a little bit of disconnect between the storybook. I feel like the storybook and this goes together. So this is one part. Then another part is the shipboard. And then another part are all the cards and the character boards. And I felt that they don't really feel that they fit so well. It's just something you have to do to get to the good part.
It wasn't too big of a thing for me overall, but I would agree that you do all of the rest of the things to get to the good part. Which might be even like a good thing because it kind of is a breath of fresh air from time to time to do something, mechanical than read just the book. So I would give it a 1 based on that. That is an issue, which I think they could improve upon, but it doesn't ruin the game in no way.
Well, one small thing, it's not a cheap game.
Yeah.
It's not a cheap game, but then again...
Look at this.
There's a lot of stuff, and that storybook, I retract my bad thing about the price. It is meant to be replayed again. And there's an expansion if you really wanted that adds like a whole new region to the map. So there's a lot of game there.
Just management of the cards. You will get a lot of items in this game, a lot of them. Each of the characters will have special powers, then the ship does something. Oh, we could have used this card, we forgot about it. And that happens more often than not.
Here's the menu, sir. What would you like? Let's see.
Which makes you feel really good that you know you have a lot of stuff, but the management is
so I'll give it a
pain.
1. It's not that bad. Like I said, it feels good to have a lot of stuff, but it does take you a while to go. None of these can help us now. Moving on. How long is the honeymoon?
2, 1. There's 13 different endings to the 16-hour-long campaign. How much more I need to say? And the story is great, and you want to, find out more. So you're gonna grow old before you stop playing this game.
Yeah, well, I wrote down 16 hours, then 16 hours, and then the expansion, and 16 hours. Obviously, probably not right after you finish the first one.
Next time you start playing, they give you different quests, so you will be interested in moving to other directions. I can name one other story game where there's this much, replayability.
Leave in the comments if you can think of another story game that has this level of replayability. This level of replayability. So what is the best alternative? I guess we don't know. We just admitted it.
Seventh Continent.
Ah, damn it! Yes. That's. I'm picking Seventh Continent.
The story is made differently, but other than that, the survival feeling and exploration is very, very similar, and it's huge as well.
Just as big of a pain to set up and take away as well.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, it's Descent Legends of the Dark, the game that came out last year. Obviously, that is a very expensive game, but it felt for me and the kids same feeling that you have the story that you have to explore, miniatures and 3D board and everything, and it's more of a dungeon crawler, but this one's hugely expensive, so this I suggest trying before buying. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the final rating.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Well, no surprise there, it's a must-have for you.
Of course it is. It's the best story game I've played ever. It has so many good things, mainly the story, which is the big deal. And that's why it's a must-have. Of course, if you don't enjoy story games at all and you're completely a Eurogamer, it won't be a must-have probably for you. Other than that, it's a must-have. I think it's most fun I had with stories, and most importantly, after a 16-hour campaign, I want to go back in. How many other games can you tell that about?
King's Dilemma?
King's Dilemma, I guess.
And you said that was the best story game you've played. So is this the best story game?
It's like a different kind of story, I guess.
Different kind. That's a very good way to go out of this problem. It's a different kind of best story game.
Okay, King's Dilemma is my favorite, and then this one is after that. Yes.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. It's not a must-have for me because it's a small thing, I guess. Well, it isn't. Look at it. I can't keep it set up, so that's why it's not a must-have for me. But once I get a table that I can keep it set up with, then maybe it's gonna come up to must-have, so I can, play it at my own pace, chill, just take my time and things like that. Yeah, amazing game, fantastic game. So definitely give it a try.
That's it with our review. We have done our job, right?
Yeah.
Now it's your part to help us out do our job. Check out our Patreon page. We actually made a page where you can help us out make these videos if you enjoy them. That would really, really help a lot. And if you don't want to support us on Patreon, just like, subscribe. That also helps.
Yeah, every little thing. Or comment. We enjoy your comments a lot. So
one of my favorite encounters here was that I went to one guy. He told me that there's no way I should go to that island because it's scary there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we went there. We shouldn't have.